Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
VMRO-DPMNE offers SDSM new proposal for local elections. VMRO-DPMNE proposes that a new deadline be set for submitting lists of candidates for mayors and councillors that would last until the 3rd of March, Sunday until midnight. VMRO-DPMNE Executive Committee member Zoran Stavrevski stated. According to him, all parties would be able to submit their lists until this deadline, while the procedure would be enabled through intervention in the transitional and final provisions of the Electoral Code, and it would concern only the 2013 local elections. If SDSM accepts this proposal today, the Parliament would hold an extraordinary session tomorrow to adopt the changes to the Electoral Code, and they would enter into force right away, Stavrevski explained on Monday. According to him, if SDSM decides to return to Parliament, it will have a positive impact in terms of overcoming the political situation, because the political dialogue on all important issues would resume. As regards the events of the 24th of December, VMRO-DPMNE proposes the formation of a committee in charge of determining all reasons, aspects and developments that led to those events, in line with the example set by all democratic countries. SDSM rejects VMRO-DPMNE's latest proposal on political crisis. SDSM described as hypocritical the proposal made by VMRO-DPMNE Executive Committee member Zoran Stavrevski to extend the deadline for submitting lists of candidates for the local elections. The Alliance for the Future did not decide to boycott the upcoming local elections because it had no time to prepare candidate lists, but this decision of ours is a response to the government's party police putsch, in which Stavrevski himself was directly included on the order of Gruevski, which was the reason behind the suspension of the parliamentary democracy and the annulment of the legitimacy of the state institutions, SDSM said. According to the opposition party, the leader, Branko Crvenkovski, on behalf of the joint opposition, proposed on the 15th of February a constructive, reasonable and fair plan for a way out of the crisis, according to which the citizens, not VMRO-DPMNE or SDSM, will decide whether early parliamentary elections are necessary by taking part in the local polls. DUI on plans for local elections. Hisen Gemaili, carrier of DUI's list of councillors for the municipality of Tetovo, did not accept the MP mandate, while Ruždi Lata, the Devar mayoral candidate, resigned as Devar Mufti. An inter-party political consensus was not reached on making all candidates legally obliged to resign from their current posts so they can equally compete in the local or any other elections, DUI spokesperson Bujar Osmani said, adding that the international community and OSCE ODIHR demanded in some way that it may be a legal obligation. When asked about the announcements of possible coalitions with the parties from the Albanian political bloc aiming at winning more councillor seats in municipalities where the Albanians represent less than 50% of the population, Osmani explained that DPA rejected such an offer and that the proposal proved unsuccessful. We nonetheless agreed to cooperate in the elections with Kastriot Hadjireja's New Democracy by including members of that party in DUI's lists in certain municipalities. Furthermore, an agreement on a coalition was also reached with Fiat Tsanoski's PEI in Struga, where PEI supports DUI's candidates, while we support their candidate in Mavrovo Rostuše, Osmani stated. German ambassador visits Prilep. German ambassador to Macedonia, Steinaker, and Prilep mayor, Marian Risteski, discussed the cooperation between the embassy and the municipality. I take this opportunity to thank the ambassador both for her visit today as well as the further cooperation the municipality of Prilep will have with Germany's embassy, Risteski said. The ambassador made a donation to the German literature section of the library, and she also donated new equipment during her visit to the Public Health Institute Health Home. She was also acquainted with the current activities of the public utility enterprise Water Supply and Sewage, where through a short presentation she was presented the results from the project implemented with the KfW Bank. Rapporteur Howitt asks EP to postpone vote on Macedonia. The European Parliament Committee on Foreign Affairs accepted on Monday the proposal of MEP Richard Howitt and postponed the voting on Macedonia's resolution. The crisis deriving from the 24th of December events is not surpassed. The two main political parties in the country have been blaming each other, with the opposition, SDSM, abandoning the parliament and threatening to boycott the local elections. I stick to my belief that a historic opportunity still exists for the country in June to obtain a positive recommendation by the European Council for starting the EU accession talks, but only if the situation, which may jeopardize the country's progress for the last several years, is resolved, said Howitt. The European Parliament doesn't believe in election boycott, Howitt said, asking for postponing of the voting on a draft resolution on its progress, as in the current circumstances he feared the draft voted could become a negative one. Flood causes damage in Strumica and nearby villages. The flood in Strumica, caused by the heavy rainfalls, destroyed several bridges and damaged the water supply and sewage system, as well as several transmission poles. Sushevo village suffered the biggest damage. 3 bridges were destroyed, as well as another bridge near Daraborce village, together with several local roads in the Vasilevo municipality. The homes of several households in the lower part of Strumica and houses in Gradašorci, Angelci, Dobrejci, Prosenikovo, Dabile, and Vladajevci have been damaged. There is an ongoing threat for more floods in the coming days. Minister Konjanovski on Slatino Dam. The damage caused at Slatino accumulation is very serious, and the weather forecast doesn't bring positive expectations at all, considers Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Forestry and Water Management Zoran Konjanovski, adding that the situation is being carefully managed. Konjanovski visited Slatino Dam on Monday and discussed the problem with local residents. He made a tour around the lake and saw the current condition. We are here with representatives from the Protection and Rescue Directorate, the Crisis Management Center, the Ministry of Environment and Physical Planning, as well as other institutions. We are in touch with professors from the Civil Engineering faculty, and as a government we will support Debarca residents during the following period, said Konjanovski. It was previously announced on ohridnews.com that the heavy rain during the night increased the damage.